Good Morning Wilmington is powered by DART, Delaware's transit service. Moving forward.
Wake up, y'all. Come on, have a great day. Ooh.
Good morning, Wilmington. What's going on? It's your main man, Big Ivy, talking to town, Mr. DETV. And today, I got my man with me.
You already know Radio Shack's in the building. What's goody?
Oh, man, what's happening?
You already know that. How you feeling, man?
Man, I am great, man. I'm great.
You're good now because we didn't see you at homecoming.
Technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties. You know what I mean? But we're here now, and that's what matters.
All right, man. And I want to talk to you a little bit later about homecoming
of
and
course,
how it was.
most
but
definitely.
first, we got some things going on in Wilmington, man.
We always do.
And I see you hosting and doing some stuff.
Oh, yeah. Coming up. It's tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, okay. Can't forget about that.
Is it tomorrow?
It is tomorrow.
Okay.
Time is flying.
Okay.
Yes, the 26th, October 26th, 6 to 9 p.m. I will be the master of ceremonies at the True Access Capital annual meeting.
That's dope.
Taking place right there at the riverfront.
Yeah.
So shout out to my man Van.
He was here on Monday.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yo, he is so dope, and the stuff that they're doing over at True Capital, especially how they're helping businesses grow. My felt.
People don't realize that Van, and they started out at First State Community.
Yep, Loan Fund.
Loan Fund, and
yep.
they've given out millions of dollars to underserved businesses, minority-owned businesses, women-owned businesses. So we want to support that. And tomorrow is the annual meeting for all you small business owners, all you entrepreneurs. The place to be is tomorrow at the riverfront. That is where the money will be.
Damn, you have to say
Not
like
because
that.
I'm there. I'm just the master of ceremonies. I'm just going to keep it flowing. But seriously, that's where you want to come. And not to mention, I'm doing a fireside chat with Cedar Lewis.
Oh, that's the entrepreneur.
Correct. Miracle Body Buttercream.
Yeah, Body Buttercream.
When people hear her story, so a lot of people don't know she's based out of Delaware because her father is Butch Lewis.
Yes.
World famous promoter.
Boxing promoter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she has forged her own trail by herself on her own.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk all about that. We're going to do a fireside chat so she can give some of that insight.
You better take it. It's
to
free.
some of the.
You better take it.
Well, it's not free. Go register and pay to get into that event.
Well, she's giving free advice.
She's giving free advice. Yeah.
You getting drinks for free.
You get that stuff.
You get drinks and entertainment for free.
So once again, shout out to Van. I will be there tomorrow, 6 to 9 p.m. on the riverfront.
Yeah, that's gonna be live. And also, oh my bad. And also you got Halloween's coming up.
Halloween is coming up.
Right.
This weekend is my first event that I'm hosting as a brand ambassador for Big Brothers Big Sisters of Delaware.
Right.
And it's gonna be Trunk or Treat.
What is Trunk or Treat?
Trunk or Treat, man. So listen, as opposed to
Trick?
Halloween,
Yeah.
We're not tricking, we're trunking. So we're gonna have the vehicles out there. We got about 13 cars, trucks. We're gonna have it out there opened up.
Where's out there?
It's gonna out there is that's a great one. That is our future home of our Youth Engagement Center, located right down in Dover, Delaware.
Okay.
3156 Forest Avenue.
Right.
Right. So we are building a Youth Engagement Center.
Yeah.
Basketball courts, indoor engagement area. I mean, the thing for us is we want to provide youth with a place that they can come and feel safe and secure, a place that we can bring our bigs, our mentors, just bring them all together. So we bought some land down there in Dover.
That's right.
We're getting it ready. It'll be ready in 2024, but we want everybody to come out and see it this weekend.
That's live.
Bring the kids. We got free candy.
Energy.
Bring the energy. I'm hosting it. You already know. So energy and Mega Skills is going to be
I was going to say,
DJing.
and it's safe.
And it's safe,
and
that's
safe.
the most important thing. So as opposed to going to neighborhoods you might not know, walking, ringing somebody's bell that doesn't want that bell rung,
Yeah, because
especially in
they
today's society.
They're crazy when you ringing bells now.
Yeah, so especially today's look, just come out, be safe, and at the same time, you can see the future home of where we're going to be.
Yeah.
So we invite everybody, students, the school districts, anybody from the community. It's free. There's going to be candy. Safe. There's going to be food. There's going to be music. There's going to be me.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a safe trunk or treat.
That's what's up. And also, I want to make sure we talk about, the Big Ives Turkey Drive.
That's important.
It's a lot of things going on. And what I love what we're doing is we're making sure. You got to let me see it? I think if Dennis doesn't put, there you go. We got the Big Ives Turkey Drive on the 21st, right? And we're stopping at all the high rises in the city of the senior high rises in the city of Wilmington, and we're going up and down downstate to the Boys and Girls Club, every Boys and Girls Club in the state of Delaware. And shout out to like the sponsors and the volunteers. Sponsors, I'm gonna start with first the Blue Coats, and the Blue Coats. What the Blue Coats are doing is right. They're helping. They got the team, and the team is going to make their tour with us. The championship blue coats. They're going to help unload and load the turkeys throughout the day. Dot Foods gave us $5,000. Thanks, Dot Foods. Multiplying Good. Let's see, who else we got? Dart.
Nor Enterprises, United Way. And you got the heavy hitters, United Healthcare.
All that.
Can't forget all of them people.
No, and Dart was so dope about Dart, right? Dart, they're providing, and it's so, okay. I'm super excited, right?
That's what's up, as you should
It's a
be.
turkey drive, but it's going to be, you know how like funeral processions are? We have police escorts throughout the city and the state of Delaware. And I kept saying a funeral procession. It was like, it's a turkey funeral procession, right?
Yeah, because the turkeys is the ones that's getting put in the cooker.
right. So throughout the state of Delaware, and you'll also see the Wilmington Fire Department out there as well, helping and delivering turkeys. So thank you guys for coming.
Yeah,
really appreciate that. There's so much going on. For more information, go to BigIvesTurkeyDrive.com and you'll see everything. You see the list of, we got a list of where we're going.
I got to big you up, though. Right, because you could have just, first off, shout out to Stormin.
Yeah,
right?
Shout out to Storm.
You could have just took over what he was doing and just kind of ran with it. But no, of course, DETV is like you bringing the plaza to the people. right? You're making a procession. You're bringing the G League championship team to come with it. I'm coming and hosting to bring that energy.
Yes.
Right? So it's not just about the turkeys. Once again, always it's about the community.
Right.
It's about the feeling that we're all together, the fact that we have the fire department and all of these different factions, like that's really important.
Because you know what it is, Shaq? I believe I was raised that no one should be hungry, right? Like even if I'm in the street and someone says, "Can I get some change?" I might not give no change. But if you say, "Yo, I'm hungry," I'm like, "Come on in," and wherever the next store is, go ahead, get what you want. You know, I got it.
I still have that video from us in about 2000 and maybe
what video?
10 of us standing in Rodney Square and saying that exact same thing. I said, yo, can't always give money. I got it. I have it on my phone. Can't always give money, but we can feed somebody if you can. Right?
Damn.
So it's a lot of times that, just once again, and that's not because we have it. I'm hungry right now. Can I get something to eat?
You got it.
All right, let's
go. Just said you got it. No, my man. What else we got? DSU, homecoming. Oh my God, how was it?
The best time of the year, man.
Is it?
To be a Hornet, to be a Hornet alumnus.
Yeah.
This is the one time of the year. So you have your different factions. I got my friends that I went to Del State with, right? You went to Del State. We got a guest coming up. He went to Del State.
He went to DSU.
You have your different groups that you stay in touch with, but to come together as a whole, as an entire family, that only happens for us once a year. So it's very important for us. And when I say it was just jumping down there, the day party was official. Shout out to my man, SWAT Dog.
Them day parties got to stop getting cut off, though, at 6 o'clock. Bro.
Okay, so that's a whole other issues.
I'm sorry. We're going to talk about it.
If we want to talk about it, there's only but so much I'm going to talk about. I'm waiting for my meetings.
Okay,
first.
You don't got to say anything. I can
You know what I mean? But listen, alumni, when we come home for homecoming, we deserve that hospitality.
Imagine if it wasn't there. Imagine if that alumni party wasn't there. It'd just be a space.
Well, to be honest with you, if you really want to keep it a G, if you look back to maybe 15 years ago, homecoming at Del State was a wrap.
Yeah, no one
People
was
were coming back. I was calling people, hey, what's up? I'm going to see you this weekend. They're like, why? For what?
Yeah.
Right? So for me, as a proud Hornet, it was important to me
and
that I changed that culture.
And you, Trippy, who else?
SWAT. Can't forget my man SWAT.
Can't forget
Dog.
SWAT. Been doing this for over what?
Yeah, I started, the first one was 2006. This is the first year I did homecoming. We've been doing these free day parties now, coming up for almost 10 years. Free. Everything is free.
And safe.
And everything is safe. We've never had any issues. There were no problems. But we just want to enjoy our homecoming like the students do.
Y'all gonna have we're gonna have a homecoming like Presbyterian Baptist Church out there. They don't even have homecomings.
Nah, that's cool. Point. All I'm saying is I love this time. I sacrifice my homecoming experience. I haven't had any good fish or anything else in years.
And shout out to T. Warren.
Shout out to T. Warren, the RV boys, D Nice. They was out there. Sean Classic. They was on the other side. And listen, that's another thing. We have a lot of different alumni that's gonna want to cater to their groups. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that as long as everybody's getting entertained. A lot of people just come. I have people say, Shaq, why don't you got this? Or why don't you do this? Or why don't you do this? Probably the same reasons you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? So happy homecoming.
Happy homecoming.
We had a great time.
See you next year.
Hopefully, I love y'all.
Yeah. All right. So we got some you know, what we
So
like to say.
homecoming was so hot, was so popping that the fire marshal is here, bro.
Fire marshal.
The fire marshal came to the
on
plaza,
right?
but they're not shutting us down.
No, they came to talk about some great things that they're doing.
Great things.
Give us some tips, and most of all, you know, again, it's holiday season, and they got things going on that that we believe that you at home need to know about, right?
Correct.
So if you have any questions, again, we're streaming live on 10 social media channels and live on TV right now throughout the state of Delaware. Put your message in the chat if you want me to ask them a question, and I'll ask them a question while we're here. All right?
That's dope.
Bam.
So, without further ado,
There you go. Go
our
ahead.
first guest for the morning,
Yes.
Gabriel M. Pabon, Deputy Chief Fire Marshal. Did I get to
you-
pronounce it? I had to.
you
My
had
man
to?
said he's from Puerto Rico. I had to give a little extra spice. I had to throw some adobo on there for you.
Okay.
Sound good. You did it
Sounded-
perfect.
Yo,
perfect.
my man.
Yeah.
And with him, DSU Hornet alumnus,
Yeah.
Inspector Hank
Inspector
Rose,
Deck.
man.
Morning,
he
morning,
is the
morning.
also the public education specialist.
Morning.
So welcome, brother.
Welcome.
Appreciate
welcome.
it. Good morning.
All right. Oh, I'm excited, man.
Excited, man. It's hot.
In here.
Keep your clothes on.
Right,
So,
right.
brothers, first off, if I didn't get the introduction right, please let the people know who you are and kind of talk about what we're going to be talking about today.
Okay. Go ahead, boy.
All right, so I'm Gabriel Pabon. I'm the fire marshal. I've been on it for about 24 years.
Wow.
And
Thanks for your service. Thank you
Yes,
both for your
sir.
service.
no problem. Yeah, so we're going to talk a little bit about an event that we have coming up,
Okay.
some events that we've had in the past, and how we're trying to add a little bit more to what we've been doing in the past, and kind of just be in the community a little bit more engaging. Idea came from the inspectors, right? They brought it to me, and I'm like, you guys run with it, do what you guys want to do with it. Make sure we partner up with some good people that are helping us. Inspector Rose is going to talk about it, and that's it. Yeah, 24 years been in the fire marshal's office. Most of my career.
What made you want to be a firefighter? Because I remember growing up, you had the little
Yeah.
trucks and everything. Like, what was your
Yeah.
inspiration?
I think mine was a little bit different than most firefighters. So, I grew up here in Wilmington on the west side, right? And always wanted to be a police officer, right? Hung out at the LACC all the time, engaged with a lot of police officers, not a lot of firefighters in the neighborhood where I lived. Always wanted to be in law enforcement. After I graduated, I left to the Marine Corps weeks right after I graduated. Did some time in the Marine Corps and came back to Delaware, serving in the Marine Corps, and started dating my wife, which at the time was my girlfriend, and her dad was a fireman.
Oh, wow.
So I was going through the process, Wilmington Police,
Yeah.
made it to the chief's interview around the same time.
So this was all for a girl then?
No, it wasn't for
Okay, my fault. That's
I
what
won
I
because I
heard.
landed the girl,
There you
with
go,
the-
so you
yeah,
won.
yeah, so-
Mr.
And you
Bobo was
landed
at
a
home like,
career.
yes.
yeah.
Right.
So that was a bonus.
So,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
The things we do for love.
So I think I wanted to be a police officer, and her dad was a fireman. And she's like, "Hey, you ever consider being a fireman?" I said, "Well, let me look into it." They were hiring around the same time, and I applied and ended up getting hired with the fire department. I think I just wanted to serve, regardless of what I wanted to do.
Right.
I think I just wanted to serve. I wanted to serve the public.
Right. So how's it been? How's it
It's
been?
good. It's great. It's a great career. I couldn't ask for anything better. It's people say it's the best job in the world, and honestly, it is. It's a great job. You get to help people. Every day is different.
Yeah.
And it's just you're in the community. You're helping. You're making a difference. Even if you don't make any runs that night,
Right.
there's an option that you're going to do something. So it's good. It's a good
Nice.
job.
man.
All right.
And we got my man,
D-
Hank Rose.
Hank, firefighter.
Yeah.
Navy.
Yes, sir.
Hornet alumnus. Don't forget that.
Transplant survivor. I got to
sir.
throw that in there because if you don't know that, look, his face,
Look,
you don't know
oh,
the story.
Shaq don't know?
Shaq don't know the story. Shaq, wait till you hear his
received
story.
a transplant?
Yeah.
We have to talk about
Yeah,
that.
because
That's
it's very
special, man.
important.
Yes.
Right? What else? What else did I miss?
You missed something? Golly.
Proud father. I know.
Oh, I know
a little
you
about
meant-
him. I know a little about
You
him.
missed that he's the public education specialist.
All right.
So
DJ
please.
for nonprofits.
Oh, don't forget that.
Like, come on. I can
Because
talk
you was at
about
the
it.
all hip hop.
Yes, I
Yeah.
was. We
Right?
were there.
And
The fire
that's
department
key.
was
So
there.
let me just say this. That's key, right? When the community can see officials and people like you actually not just working,
Right.
but at events, right? So, Hank, just talk to us a little about what you do and what this Wilmington community means to you.
A lot. I mean, my story isn't as elaborate as the deputy. I didn't do it for a girl. I did it because I needed some money. I got into firefighting because at the time my wife was pregnant with our first son, and I didn't like the direction where things were going in my life. It was like, hey, look, I need something different. And at the end of the day, I applied to police, fire. I applied to Border Patrol and a few of the people. Whoever the first person to call me back, that's where I'm going.
That's where you're going. Wow, that was your logic.
Honestly, that was the honest truth. Fire department called me back first, and it's one of those things like I fell in love with the job.
Right.
I enjoyed it. I think it was 2 years into the job, and I was introduced to the fire marshal's office. From day one, I was in love. Like, yo, this is where I wanted to be.
Right.
It took me a long time. 2 years ago, the deputy found, for whatever reason, maybe he saw me crying in the corner, not sure, was like, all right, look, I'm going to pull you up. And I've been up there in the fire marshal's office as public education specialist for the last 2 years.
Right.
So a lot of what we do, we want to engage with the community. I often joke and say that, you know, the fire department isn't the first people that you think about partnering up with, right?
Right,
It's
right.
not somebody you say, hey, look, we're going to have an event, let's call the fire department.
Yeah.
You know, you call us when you call 911. Right. Your house is burning.
And bring the fire department.
Right, bring the fire department.
Right.
Right, and you get it, there's so much other crime and things going on in the city that the focus sometimes slip away from being fire safe.
Right.
So one of the major goals the deputy wanted to do was find a way to engage the community better. And so this event that we're going to have on October the 28th, which is this Saturday, is one of those events. You know, it's our first ever fire safety event specifically about the fire department. And before people take it the wrong way, it wasn't one of those things where we wanted to exclude or alienate anyone. Obviously, like with Big Eye Turkey Drive, we have partnerships, right? People that we deal with, but we wanted to showcase the fire department, to say what we're about, what we have available to us.
Yeah, no, we really appreciate that because I began to understand that how important these partnerships are, right?
Right.
And like partnering with you guys is going to be great. And this right here, you being out in the street, that's what we need. Like we all grew up in Wilmington, right? And except my man here, he where you from? Go ahead, throw it up.
The BX, man. But listen, I have dual citizenship at this point. I've been out here 30 years. Like, I'm official now.
Right. But being out there in the community is something that we haven't seen in the past when it came to the fire department. But now we're seeing more of a presence, right? And it's making people feel more comfortable of the fire department. And you know, when it's time to apply, those little kids that see you like, yo, I want to be a firefighter.
Agreed.
And it's so amazing with firefighters because, yo, and my hat's off because, you know, you're younger, you don't really see it, but you get older and you start to recognize it and appreciate it. Like, you guys run to danger. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are running in a burning building on who can I save? Who can I help? But, like, and so when it comes to events like this, the turnouts be great, man. And so what do you want the people to know? What can they expect when they come to this event on Saturday?
We want them to know that the event is October the 28th. It's this Saturday. Time is from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. We have a partnership with the American Red Cross. Shout out to Teresa Young and her staff. She is the regional director in the Delmarva area.
Nice.
They've been instrumental over the last couple of years. We're going to have smoke detector installations.
Okay.
So we'll be running from South Broome to Linden Street, down Van Buren, back up Oak Street, and in the surrounding area of Cusco Park.
Okay.
And so we'll be making smoke detector, CO detector installations for those who don't have them. We always use 10-year lithium-ion batteries. Chief, remind me again, we're at how many lithium-ion batteries?
We're up to about 4,500 since 2020 that we've installed in the city of Wilmington, throughout the city of Wilmington.
Yeah. Wow. For people that don't understand, I want to just touch on this real quick. You said free fire alarm installations, right?
Right.
Yes.
Can you tell people what like CO2 is and why it's important to have these in their homes or their apartments? Because I think a lot of people probably just don't know how important it is because that's a gas that can kill you while you're asleep.
Right.
Yeah. And it's something that's not seen.
Right. You can't see it. You can't smell it. Right. So you can't. One of the things about CO2, we try to put it in all sleeping quarters, right? So therefore, if it would alarm you and wake you up in the middle of the night if there is presence. Usually CO come from, it's off-gassing from, you know, some type of gas-powered appliance, whether you have a dryer or a heater inside of your home. And we want to make sure that those individuals are safe and you're notified or you're made aware of if there is some type of leak or something inside of your home that may cause some serious danger or harm.
Right.
But going back to American Red Cross and the people that will be serving throughout the community, we want to ensure that we get these smoke detectors installed. We have a smoke detector hotline. right,
Talk
throughout
about
the
that.
city.
Yeah.
So anyone who lives within the city limits who needs a smoke detector or a CO detector can call our smoke detector hotline. We can provide the number for you later. And that smoke detector hotline is set up so that you can leave your name, your telephone number, and your address. I manage the hotline. I will make sure that someone gives you a call back, and we'll have someone come out to your home with an apparatus, and they'll have four individuals on the crew, male or female, and they'll make the installation. It doesn't cost you anything. It's free of charge. And the way we're able to do that, again, with our partnership with the American Red Cross, and they wind up resupplying us back for every smoke detector that we install.
I love
That's
it.
amazing.
I love it.
So now we know what the public education specialist really does,
see
because
how
he
he clicked on
definitely
it?
educated
Yeah,
us.
click on
That was right on time.
Yeah.
That was super important. And so, Gabriel, you spoke about being active in the community.
Yes.
Right? And it seems like now with the fire department, that is intentional.
Yes.
Okay? So we know that Wilmington is, what, 70%
72,
minority?
I think 72.
72%. And we also know how that community has a disconnect with, like, for example, officials like the police, right? Do you see that type of disconnect with the fire department and the community? And if so,
That's a good question.
how do you bring yourselves together closer? Besides just because, and let me just, seeing people like you, Hank, and seeing you guys out in the public and not just in uniform and talking and interacting, that helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? But how do you, if there is that disconnect, how do you get past it?
I think we go through seasons or years where there is a disconnect. It kind of comes back and it goes away. There has been a disconnect with the community, I think, in the past. Like I said, I grew up in the city of Wilmington, and I never saw the firemen. You know, I grew up on 4th and Franklin, lived on Lancaster Avenue for many years. Unless it was someone that I knew,
Right.
or there was an incident on my block, I didn't
Yeah.
see firefighters. I did see police officers, you know, at the community centers,
Yeah.
you know, playing ball, shooting hoops, or maybe throwing the football around. But I didn't see firefighters. One thing that we have changed, and we're going to continue to change, is that we are in the community. We're everywhere. Anywhere we get invited, you know, we follow trends, we follow events on social media, and we show up. We try to engage everyone at all times, whether it's, you know, our office or the members in the suppression companies or the guys in the on the fire trucks. We're intentionally being in every event that we can. You know, maybe this throwing the football. When WPD's having an event,
Yeah.
we get invited. We go out there. MSK has an event. We're out there. The turkey drive, right? We're going to try to be out there. We want the children in the city of Wilmington, the residents, all residents, to see us in the community and know that firefighting is a great career and it is an option for them too.
Yeah.
They don't know they don't know. You know, if you're in the state of Delaware, most people think that all firefighters are volunteers.
Right,
They don't
right.
know what we do. They think we just fight fire. You know, we do a lot of stuff. We do public education. We do inspections. We investigate fires. Our office is the law enforcement portion of the department. So we are certified police officers. We do
y'all?
fire investigations.
Didn't know that.
Yes. We
You got that thing on.
That's why I got
Yeah.
that hammer, right?
There ain't no nails in
absolutely.
there either.
No.
Right.
I said at first, I said, how you fight a fire with that?
Right.
But hey,
So I looked at it. I said, "What's that?" I'm like, damn, bro.
Yeah, we keep people safe. We do.
Yeah, I
we
see,
keep
yeah.
people safe. We do our own inspections. We do our own arrests. Process
Get
our
out
own
of here.
criminals.
Y'all get arrested?
Yeah, we do our own
I didn't
arrests.
know that. Did you know that?
how many people we got here right now? Let's make sure
Right.
we're
Yeah.
straight.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're
I
good.
didn't
All
know
right,
that.
sorry.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay,
that's
so
amazing. That's-
you
Yeah.
can be firefighters and police and operate in the police officer atmosphere.
The numbers, the members in the fire marshal's office, the inspectors that are fire investigators,
Okay.
do attend Wilmington Police Academy or some certified police. Our last guy went to Wilmington Police Academy. Prior to that, we sent a guy through Dover Police Academy. They get detached from the fire department. They go to Police Academy, get all the credentials, all the annual certifications, the shootings, and everything else.
Okay.
But we do a lot more than that. You know, we
Yeah.
do. You know, we answer all types of calls. We go to shootings. We're EMTs. Most, I think, like 90. I think everyone but 2 members on the fire department are EMTs.
Wow.
So we go to any type of event, any emergency, we're there, right? Water rescue, high angle rescue, confined space rescue,
Yeah.
vehicle extrication, anything and everything. So I think the community doesn't really know that. They think you just show up, you get up a ladder, you put out a fire.
Yeah.
We do. There's a lot of stuff that we do, and it's a great environment to work in. I'm telling you, it's.
Oh, yeah.
It's,
I didn't know.
I
So
mean,
if you
it's like a professional athlete. I say because you get to hang out with people that are just like you.
yeah.
They want to
Yeah.
do the same thing you want to do, and it's cool. You know, you got a good environment. We're like family. Sometimes you're,
Yeah, family
Yeah,
fight.
stuff
no
Yeah,
family
yeah,
fight, but it's good. But
Yeah.
you know, when the
Kiss
bell
and
rings.
make up and went afterwards.
When the
right.
bell rings, guys, man, they put their stuff on and they go to work. Guys and girls, they go to work.
Yeah.
So
And speaking of those multitude of runs, you figure last year in 2022, Wilmington Fire Department had about 26,387 runs for the year.
How many?
26,387
And that's and when you
runs.
mean runs, you mean
We're talking
going
about
out.
going out, calls going out.
Damn.
Speaking to those things that the deputy mentioned, it could be a multitude, a plethora of things, right? But the things that we respond to the most with structure fires are cooking fires, right? So you figure on average between 2017 and 2021, there were on average 158,400 fires that were related to cooking. So just last week in October 8th through the 14th was Fire Prevention Week.
Right. Yep.
Right. So that's another reason why it's important for us to get out there and install these smoke detectors, get the community, come out to the event, show them. There will be a multitude of different stations explaining stuff about fire extinguishers.
Right.
We'll have stuff that's set up for fire prevention, information that they can take with them to talk about kitchen safety,
Yeah.
cooking safety. Making sure, the difference between if you have a gas stove, electric stove, things of that nature. There'll be stations there to talk about, just simply how to be safe.
Right.
Shout out to a few people, Miss Henry. They'll have a table set up. They'll be giving away free fire extinguishers. We're going to have a moon bounce. So
think-
kids,
Nice.
come on out, jump around, have some fun.
Right, and learn
We
something.
partner up with
Kids
Parks
only in
and
the
Rec.
moon bounce?
So you're going to have tons of food. And we're not talking about park lunches now. We're not talking about back in the day, you get your little juice box and your little, your little
That
grandma
sandwich.
cookies.
Yeah.
We talking about actual grill. We'll be grilling outside, having a good time.
That's
We
dope.
lock down the blue coats. The blue coats will be coming and they'll be setting up. Cody, the mascot, he'll be out there. Him and Sparky.
Yeah.
They'll be having a good time. So no, we want people to come out and enjoy. Have fun, but we want you to learn something.
That I'm learning something here. Like I didn't know you guys that made that many calls. Over
Yes, sir.
25,000 calls that you got to get there, and you guys are getting there. Oh, I think if the city of Wilmington mayor's office, if you're watching this, they're gonna need their own show, man. Because I think like just you guys educating us on that, the people need to know.
Yeah.
And while we're on this, because we own a network. Let's talk a little bit about tips, and we'll get right back to this. But I want to talk about some tips because you said cooking fires, right? Or give me some tips on what people need to do to just be a little bit on the safe side of things.
Little things like for those who take medication. If you take medication that may make you sleepy or drowsy in the evening time when you cook, set that aside. Keep it separate. Take it right before you go to bed. Don't take it and then next thing you know, you fall asleep.
While you cooking.
You
get a lot of that.
Yeah, people
That
fall
habit
asleep,
of mine,
absolutely.
yeah.
What do we all do for the most part? No one is usually detached from their cell phone, right? So while you sitting here talking and you cooking, next thing you know, you walk away, you forget, you get engaged in a conversation, you talking too much, something on the stove is burning. It sounds silly to say, but if you feel like you got to utilize a restroom, go use the bathroom first before cooking, right? Because next thing you know, you're in the middle of cooking, you use the bathroom, you don't know what you're going for, next thing you know, something burning on the stove.
Yeah.
We all adults, it happens, right?
The number 2 could turn to a 911.
Right, real
Faster
quick.
than you blink.
Little things like, your handle on your stovepipe, make sure you turn it to the inside. So if you have smaller children, you want to keep them at least 5 feet away from the stove while you're inside of the kitchen so they don't knock the stovepipe. If you have big dogs like I do, make sure you keep your pets away from there
Your
too,
dog's a
right?
freaking person, all right? Your dog's like 18.
A horse.
out of all the cooking fires, out of all the home fires in the nation, cooking fires contribute to 50% of them, and the majority of those fires are unattended cooking. So like Inspector Rose was talking about is you step away for whatever reason, and the trend has increased since people are working from home.
Understood.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I can see
People
that.
work from home and they're trying to get dinner ready. They're trying to get their lunch ready while they're
on a
working
Zoom
from home. They're on a
call.
Zoom call and
Yeah.
they forget. Next thing you know, hopefully they have a smoke alarm. That's why we're here.
Okay.
Early detection is going to save you. Right? It may not save your property. You're still going to have a fire, but it's going to save your life. That early detection to let you know, hey, there's an emergency going on. I need to stop what I'm doing. I need to get out and get my family out and call 911.
So that is all great information,
Go ahead.
right? This week you have the event coming up on Saturday, the 28th. That's leading up to Halloween, right? are there any, and it doesn't have to necessarily be fire prevention, but any safety tips or anything for people on Halloween?
Yeah. So there are a lot of tips that we can talk about. Halloween, you have Thanksgiving, you have Christmas. We're going into the second lead of fires causes are heat. It's electrical and heating, right? Equipment. So now we're getting into the season, right? We're getting into heating, space heaters. Yeah. We're getting into overloaded extension cord, people using extension cords
Plug up
and
that
things of
Christmas
that.
tree.
So plug up the Christmas tree. Christmas trees that,
Have you ever seen
natural Christmas trees that they don't, that they don't put water in, right? So they're dry up, and these fires fast, very, very fast. Very unsafe.
Do you guys have any video of like a Christmas tree? I think that would be great.
We
can
send you something.
Because I believe people when they see it,
That'll
they
get
get the information. Because like you said, that thing will go up in like 10 seconds.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So even making reference to the cooking thing, not to go back on that, but I have a family member who was on medication, passed out while frying fish, and while passing out and dropping, they pulled it down them, so they got like third-degree burns like all over their body, like it was very bad. So these things are very, very helpful for the community.
Yeah.
So I didn't mean to cut you off, and I learned a lot today. So we know everybody in the plaza learned a lot today.
Yeah, I'm look, again, I saluted y'all before, but now more than anything, like thank you. Like because what you guys do is nothing easy, right? I'm just shocked. I'm shocked. I got to bring y'all back. So
absolutely.
You guys come back anytime you want, if you want, whatever. Because I think people in Delaware and outside of Delaware need to just be more aware of not just what you do, but how to be safe. Right? How to be safe. So to recap, Saturday, October 28th, you guys are. You said you're making a tour, so to speak. Is it a tour?
It's going to be at the park.
Just at the park.
But we'll have firefighters and apparatus out there, and we'll be doing smoke detector installations.
Okay.
And again, different stations. Here's a couple key things real quick. Thank you to Big Centric. Big Centric is supplying an 8-in-1 air fryer that we're going to be giving away for a grand prize.
Okay.
So for people to come out there, none of this would be possible if it wasn't for the vision of other people inside the fire marshal's office. We brought it to the deputy, as he said. He co-signed it, took it to the Chief Looney, and his staff. They looked at it. Thank you to him for allowing us to go forward with this. A big shout out to Donnie Smith and the mayor's office for their support. We also want to thank Local 1590, the Nestor app that they're using, definitely Red Cross, Browntown community. We want to thank Bard Square community. We want to make sure we say thank you to Hedgeville community. All those people in that surrounding area, definitely, we need you to come out. Tell a friend. Let somebody come on out that day. If you can't make it, we will have everything for you. You'll have a DJ there. We'll have some live music. We're going to make it a fun event, but you're going to learn something.
All right, do me a favor. This is your camera right here. We call this the community camera, right?
Yes, sir.
And you can go ahead and pitch it. You got 30 seconds. You can pitch it to them, and we'll make sure that it stands alone from the show.
Well, thank you. I want everyone to come out October the 28th. That's this Saturday, not next Saturday, not the Saturday after next. This Saturday, October 28th, from 12 to 4, the Wilmington Fire Department will be hosting their first ever Fire Safety Day. On that day, you'll be able to win raffle prizes by utilizing tickets to go to different stations. You learn information on fire safety, cooking safety. You'll learn information on how to utilize a fire extinguisher. You might even walk away with a free fire extinguisher for your home. But we want you to be out there. While you're there, you'll get hungry. We'll have free food out there. Not just little trinkets of, cheese and crackers. We're going to have hamburgers, hot dogs, things of that nature, something to drink for you to sustain your time. For the kids, come on out and have even more fun. We're going to have a moon bounce out there. The Blue Coats will be there. Cody will be there. Our mascot, Sparky, will be there. We want everyone to come out and have a great time. It's a family-oriented event. It's something for you to learn, and we appreciate you if you just tell anybody and everybody. Any questions, issues, or concerns, or you want more information, feel free to call 302-576-3120. That's for the Fire Marshal's office. All right? Thank you.
My man.
That was good.
Yeah,
good job, Hank, man.
Shoot.
We appreciate you guys.
I also wanted to get into, and we'll get into another time, about like how much of an inspiration Hank is.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because it is definitely a beautiful story. It's a love story, and it's my man. I just love hearing about it. But we'll talk.
And let's not forget that Gabriel's love story turned into a whole career.
Whole career,
You know what I mean? So here we go.
And 3 children.
And 3 children. So
yeah.
once again, thank you, brothers.
you,
We
guys.
appreciate it. We definitely know our viewers appreciated having you on here today, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you for
That's
having
a
us.
book. That's a book. It's like the firefighter love story.
Yeah. So you know, man.
All right, we'll be right back with Devon Mitchell, man. Look, this guy's doing some amazing things in the fitness community. So
We
DETV,
need him in here. All right, my fault, guys. Sorry.
DETV, ch.com. Good morning, Wilmington.
DETV has been Delaware's premium provider of creative digital and broadcasting solutions that bridges communities and connects people. We create great stories for all audiences. We deliver independent news throughout Delaware. We are digital platform innovators. And we develop marketing and sales solutions so you can stay connected to your audience. Now, why do we do what we do here on DETV? We do it because we care. So, keep watching and follow us on all of our social media platforms. Remember, DETV, online, on air, on time.
Still searching for cheap gas prices? Dump the pump and ride DART. You can DART to your destination for only $4 all day. Let DART do the driving while you enjoy our free Wi-Fi available on all buses statewide. While scrolling through your favorite apps, don't forget to download DART's free transit app for real-time bus information and enjoy the convenience of contactless fare payment through DART Pass. So what are you waiting for? Dump the pump and try transit. Visit dartfirststate.com or call 1-800-652-DART.
Government doesn't make a move without an agenda, some type of plan. The problem is we haven't been on the agenda. Sometimes we're overlooked. Sometimes our interests aren't the interests of those in power. I'm your host, Kerwin Gaines, on DETV's new show, The Agenda. We're going to do our best to ensure that you, Delawareans, are knowledgeable about what's going on in the Assembly. Federal government, local government, it doesn't matter. We're going to do our best to ensure that folks that make the agenda on a daily basis have to answer for it. Let them explain what they're doing. If it affects you, it's on the agenda.
Welcome back to Good Morning Wilmington. Meeshach, what you think, man?
Woo! Usually when the fire department comes, they cool down the fire, but
Yeah.
it got hot in here today.
Yeah, it was.
They raised the temperature.
Yeah, it was dope. It was dope.
And it was it was very informational.
Yeah. And speaking of informational, we have Devon Mitchell in the building on the plaza. He's the CEO of the Mitchell Garvey and international business development firm focused on leveraging the STEM disciplines to grow and build strategic partnerships within academic institutions, which is a nonprofit and a for-profit organization to provide training, mentoring, learning, and all amazing things. So Devon, welcome. And the man that owns Anytime Fitness.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah, he's the only, I think you're the only black, right, he said say it. You're the only black owner of Anytime Fitness in Delaware. No, not just Delaware.
In Delaware.
In Delaware. All right, well, congratulations on that feat.
Thanking you.
All right, he's sitting up here with like 3% body fat.
Yeah, I see that. So why don't we can give him some hours, kind of balance it out.
Balance the table.
So
Sure.
I'm sorry, but I'm looking at the teleprompter and I see aviation up there.
Yes.
How does this
So
fit in?
my background is in aviation. I have a bachelor's in aviation maintenance technology.
Wow, you know that right down in Dover, we have our own aviation program
At
with Delaware
DSU.
State University.
We need to talk.
Yes, we need to talk. We have an aviation program. I was
Number
down
one.
there last week,
Number
number one
in the country.
We have a 27 planes right now, and we're partnering up with, we're about to partner up, so we're going to be doing helicopters as well.
My background is actually in helicopters.
Really? See
Yeah.
how perfect this
Yeah.
works?
That's how it did
And,
down.
man.
and I'm on the board of a nonprofit called Black Women in Aviation, and my wife started that last year. My wife is also an aviation professional. Both met in college, and my wife she works for Boeing. She's been there for about 20 plus years. And the goal of Black Women in Aviation is really to help young black girls get an understanding of what aviation is, and really get them an opportunity to show up
Right.
wholly and kind of bring what they bring to the game. So my wife said, you know what, this is a space that we need to be in, and my job is to just clear the way so
I love it.
she can come and do her thing.
And not just black women, we need more black pilots.
Yeah,
So that's why these aviation programs for people of color, what Del State is doing, big shout out to Colonel Hale, running the aviation program. Shout out to the College of Business, you know, Dean Casson and the rest of those guys. So yeah, that's something.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
yeah.
I saw that
Yeah,
pop up
no,
and I got
that is-
excited.
Yeah, okay.
That, you know, it's one of those things when you know, our mission around that is really to engage that it's not just pilots, right? Before an aircraft leaves, the mechanics got to say, yeah, it can fly.
Yeah.
Right? So the pilot is in charge when it's in the air. When it's on the ground,
It's all you.
it's those mechanics saying, that's not going to go anywhere.
And even in the air, you still have your air traffic controllers.
Right.
So there's a lot of
there's
different facets to
tremendous-
aviation besides
tremendous-
just pilots. So I'm glad you
and
pointed that out.
When you look at
Us?
money, right?
Oh, money,
as far as how much you make, you look at aviation, you start stacking it, you're like, yeah, that's where I want to go.
Yeah, I
I
want to be
like
fly.
that. Right. I
just
wanna
I want to be fly
Fly
while
while
I
I
fly.
Right,
Yeah.
that's right.
I
All
like
right.
that
The
one.
whole interview to change.
Yeah, I didn't mean to
that's
get
it.
it sidetracked.
I think I got more fascinated. And again, it's like, okay, representation means everything.
Yeah.
And when you meet someone in the street, like I met him a while ago, right? But I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But when you meet it, and can you imagine the little? And I know you definitely seen it. Little black kids, black and brown kids, kids from underserved communities, kids from communities that they counted them out, that sees his wife, sees him, you know, and like, I want to be that. Just like
the firefighters. Just like the firefighters.
Wow, that I could be that. That could be something I could do. And when you see that, right, it tells you like, hey, you're in the right space, you're doing the right things. And I get to see it when my wife's on stage and talking to the kids. I get to see the light bulbs like
right.
Yeah.
So you're bridging that gap. You're bridging that gap, man.
Yeah.
That means everything. How does it feel, bro?
It feels good. It feels good. You know, you're in that when you're in your purpose. It's kind of like you get up and you're like, okay, what do we need to do?
Right.
And yes, I came here to talk about American Heart Association, right? But then no. It said, no, you're going to talk about this. Yeah. So the conversation is where it needs to be.
That's what happens when you own a network.
No, but honestly, and what he said is right.
Right.
Seeing people, right, and seeing it is so much, it has that much more impact. So that's why it's important that we bring people like you to the plaza, people like the fire department, all these different people, because we need everyone to see the different people who are making an impact in our community. And not only that, to see that you could be that too.
Right.
Right? So we're not just coming up here and showing, hey, this is what these guys are doing.
Or they got this event
or they have
coming
this
on.
coming on. No.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
They're giving you information so that if it's something that you feel engaged with, go look into it.
Yeah. In the coming months, we're going to be doing some, town halls to not only talk to the kids, but to also talk to their parents, to educate them about the opportunities in not just aviation commercially, but also in the Air Force, right? That there are opportunities that are out there that you may not have known or understand, and then you get to see some superheroes that fly jets, and you're like, wow, yeah, that's what they do for a living.
Yeah,
it's not just in the movies.
And look, we're going to get to the American Heart
Yeah,
Association.
we will.
We're going to get to that. But I'm fascinated now.
Yeah.
The day's just been, again, where it leads you, you follow.
Right.
What inspired you to get into the aviation field?
I've always wanted to be in aviation.
When you was younger, when you was a kid, messing with the planes?
I remember watching and being like, wow, that's what I want to do, right? Like, yeah. But I would say a lot of kids went through the same thing. So I told my mom and dad, and they're like, what do you mean? Like, you can't do that, right? Just because they didn't know, right? Like, that's not a thing. And I was like, no, that's what I want to do. And in high school, I got an opportunity to go to, shout out to the BX, I'm from the BX.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah, I am. So,
yo, give me some, bro.
Yeah, my man.
What
you already
part,
know.
man? I'm from Fordham.
You from Fordham. I'm from 174th, 176
Wow,
and Andrews Avenue.
Now the
So
accent is coming
pops
out.
in, right,
Now it pops in.
Andrews
Andrews Avenue. I went to Talentine. So
I
I
went
didn't
to
know about all
Talentine,
that.
so Fordham and University
University.
Avenue. My best friend went to Talentine.
Wow.
Oh man, the bus
Yeah, the 12,
for
the
sure.
the universe.
Oh, yeah,
does
right down the road.
everything for
Oh,
a
yeah,
reason,
yeah,
man.
for sure.
So I'm
For
sorry I
sure.
keep
That's-
interrupting with all
yeah,
this stuff,
that-
but
that-
you
don't
see
be-
his whole energy change,
It's
right?
like- It's like,
As soon as I'm
we were doing back then. Oh, I'm from the BX. Where, son? That's what I was waiting to hear. Like, son.
so let me bring it
Beautiful
back
thing,
down.
isn't it?
Let me bring
Let's
it back
bring it
down.
back. It's a beautiful thing.
Because I heard his whole accent shift
Oh,
up when I
that's-
asked
I
where
didn't
he's
even know
from,
that.
and that was super deep and good. And I'm so glad you was on here today, man.
Yeah,
So let's kind of get back. Aviation is good, but let's not
Wait a
forget
minute, wait a minute.
the American Heart Association and the Bronx and everything else, man. But, so really quick before we do leave the aviation, the fact that your parents told you, your mom's like, you can't do that, right? And you knew that you could do it. First off, salute to you, right? And I mean that honestly. But for all of the minority, young, black and brown children out there right now, if someone is telling you that you can't do that, I'm telling you that all you have to do is come down to Delaware State University. You can fly a plane.
And
You
do
can
that.
become
And
whatever,
do that.
and you can do that.
Yeah.
All right?
But what's interesting, right, is that it was from a place of not knowing.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
But then when my mom and dad saw my passion, they went cleared the way and says, okay, let's help you to get to where you need to go.
Salute
so
to them.
It's always that when you may get a no, but as you do what you do, when someone's going to see you in that zone and say, you know what, we're going to help. And really, mom and dad was like, no, let's go figure out how we need to help.
Love it.
Shout out to mom and dad.
Yeah, shout out.
Your heart and your passion led you to do all these things. So now let's talk about the American Heart Association.
There we go.
Yeah,
There we
absolutely.
go.
Yeah, finally, we have to transition into that.
This is just an amazing, man, again, you never know who you're going to meet. And this is just an amazing, I haven't heard a third, we haven't heard a third of your story.
No,
you know
no,
what I mean?
this is the
and,
eighth.
and we'll bring you back for that. We'll bring you back for that. We'll bring you to the podcast.
For sure.
But Anytime Fitness, right? You are changing lives over there. And you told me a story last Thursday. Thursday. At the Black Men's Conference.
Yes.
And would you mind sharing that story with us?
Yeah, sure. A good friend of mine, when we opened the gym, he was our first member. Wasn't my friend, came in and was like, hey, he was overweight, so this doctor told him that he needs to get stronger. And I'm like, this is what we can help. So we started, he came to the gym, started working out, and every new interval, he's like, hey, I want to do this. And got to the point where Mark Allen represented the United States in Spain for a duathlon event. And part of that was us getting on board with him and saying, okay, if you want to do that, we'll show up and we'll support you. I ended up supporting him and being also a member of Team USA. So both my gym member and myself, we go to Spain to represent the United States of America.
Wow.
Right? And
did you take a helicopter there?
no, we didn't take a helicopter.
You flew yourself?
We flew.
Yeah, you flew yourself?
We flew. And we did fly in a Boeing aircraft, so which was cool.
Nice.
Shout out to the wife.
Shout out. Every time I get in the aircraft, I'm like, yeah.
Dope.
And so what happened was Mark just got stronger. He just got stronger to the point where I'm like, this guy is just going after it. And now it's, how do I get on board and support? Right? And October 29th, 2019, I get a call that one of my best friends just suffered a heart attack. And I can't tell you what happened. Like, I was just stuck, and all I felt was just tears coming down my eyes, right? Wow. I couldn't say anything. I didn't know what to do. And months, recovery comes on, and months after, he's in a hospital, he's going through it. And one of the big things that his doctor said, the reason he recovered is because he was in the gym, because he was fit. And if you had a conversation with Mark today, you wouldn't know Mark had a heart attack. Yeah. You wouldn't know.
Now, how does that coincide with the American?
Right, so American Heart Association, so we reached out, again, when we're on your team 100%. This got to be told, this story's got to be told. And I reached out to American Heart Association and says, here's what happens when the community gets behind something that's important and they support their members. American Heart Association last year honored him, and he came out and talked about how CPR helped him. The person that pulled him out of the water did hands-on CPR and helped save his life when they got to the hospital. So because of that, one of the things that we want to do again is get out in the community and show and learn, teach people how hands-on CPR is going to help. It can help because that's going to stave off when the professionals get there, right? So that saved Mark's life.
Wow. And
American Heart Association says we want to help tell that story. And from that, American Heart Association reached out to me and said, hey, Devon, I got nominated to be part of the Leader of Impact campaign for American Heart Association. And ultimately, what that is, it allows you to help raise awareness around heart health and raise funds for American Heart Association around that, right? So the goal of the Leader of Impact campaign is a few things, right? Is to educate folks in the community around heart health and the things that you can do to strengthen your heart, get you healthier, right? And then to raise funds to support that cause, because without funds, you can't, right? It's great, like, hey, it's great, but without the funding, to do that, it's not something that's going to happen.
And for people that fund situations and organizations and projects, believe in it.
Yes.
They believe in it. So that tells a lot about your fundraising efforts and what people believe in your organization.
What Mark survived, he's in the 1 percentile of people who survived that. Right. So he's in that 1%.
Wow.
Which means that all of the things that he was doing prior to that helped save his life.
I love that. So what advice would you give people now, right, that's watching, that's overweight, and what would
what advice would you give us?
What I would say is
the
first thing is start moving, right? Movement. Because there's a few places you start. It's either nutrition or movement. One's going to drive the other. If you start from a nutrition standpoint, your body's going to say, we got to get stronger, right? If you start from a strength standpoint, your body's going to say, we need to be fueled, so we're going to go do these things.
Right.
So as you start working out, your diet's going to change because you're going to eat certain foods and you're going to be like, oh, I don't feel
right.
You know what? I'm not going to do that. So you start now self-assessing.
Right.
Hey, when I eat that, I feel lethargic. When I eat that, I feel more energetic. Okay, so you start doing that. If you start back from the nutrition side, as your nutrition gets better, you're like, oh, I got more energy. Let me go for a walk.
Right.
Right? Before you started, maybe I could run. Before you know it, you're running a marathon.
Right.
Right?
Or a duathlon.
And a duathlon. I would recommend duathlon.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's your thing?
Yeah.
That's his thing. He's currently training, right?
That's
for
it.
the national championships.
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
All right, your event coming up.
So there's an event coming up on this Friday. We've partnered with it's One Village.
Okay.
Shout out to Chandra.
Yes. And shout out to her. She's donated the space and said, hey, look, we want to support you. Come out. And the way we're going to do this is around dancing, right?
Okay.
So it's meeting people, meeting our community in spaces and places that engages them, right? Hey, let's learn how to do some dances, moving, get you activities, and then we'll educate you on how to help stay that way.
Understood.
Right.
It was
Great concept.
Yeah, but it was crazy, right? And we tied this together.
Caribbean.
Yeah.
He didn't mention it was a Caribbean dance.
It's a Caribbean thing?
Because I'm Jamaican, bro.
You know, it's called it's called Bossa Wine. Right.
Wait a minute.
So Bossa Wine. The woman she teaches you how to Bossa Wine.
I followed her on the grab, yes.
So it's not just it's not just a dance. It's
a story.
It's gonna be moving some hips and.
It's a story.
It is. It's a movie. So
it's a movie.
As that my daughter
It's
says.
a movie.
Like my daughter says, it's a movie. You've got to move your hips.
Okay, so
Chris.
The
name Chris. From the owner's name is Chris from Bossa Wine.
So Chris teaches you how to Bossa Wine.
Yeah.
And my daughter reached out to.
Know, though, bro.
Exactly. There you go.
But I'm
there
good.
you go.
My
and my daughter said, Dad, I think I can help. And she says, well, my daughter loves dance, fashion. She's like, I'm going to bring kind of my passion into helping you with American Heart Association.
Love it.
She reached out to Chris. My wife reached out to Sandra, and they said, hey, let's put something around and see how we can help you.
Okay.
And it's this Friday.
This Friday, what time?
This Friday, 7 p.m. to 12 a.m.
The 12 a.m. Okay, that's
yeah.
It's a part.
It's
no,
so,
not even
that's a whole situation right there in one village. I mean, that's great.
So definitely, if you would definitely come out and bust a wine and bust a wine.
Before we wrap it up and you tell everybody where to meet you, I just have to ask, because the name of your company, which is an international business development firm, is Mitchell Garvey.
Yes.
Right. So we get it, Devon Mitchell. Is Garvey a middle name, or does Garvey have some sort of?
Garvey's my middle name.
Okay, I wasn't sure if
the play on Marcus Garvey.
There you go.
Right? Engaging his community and working on doing more. So that's kind of where that play is at.
I just threw the alley.
He
just caught it back.
He just caught it in there.
My man.
There you go. That was the Bronx. That's the Bronx look.
There you go again.
There you go.
No, thank you so much for coming, brother. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, my man, again.
Anytime.
All right, see you.
I'll
Probably see you next week.
Yeah, you know we do it, but if not, you're gonna see me tomorrow at the True Access Capitol for sure.
Yeah. So
If they have an event tomorrow.
Yes, the event is tomorrow, 6 to 9 p.m. at the Riverfront. The hotel will be out there. There'll be a lot of business people out there, a lot of companies giving funds to minority-owned businesses.
Love
so
it.
please, if you're not booked, please come join us.
It's a networking.
I'll be the
You need to
master
be
of
there.
ceremonies.
Okay. Oh, you're the master of
Yeah,
ceremonies?
I'll definitely give
Okay.
you a shout out.
What
Come
MC
through.
mean?
Master of
No.
ceremonies. MC.
What Rakim say? What MC mean?
Move the crowd.
Move the crowd.
That's what
All right,
we're doing,
that's what it
and we're
is.
moving the culture right here on DETV, Good Morning Wilmington, in the plaza with Big Ive, Radio Shack, and we just appreciate everything.
There you go. I love it. Moving the crowd, MC.
And thank you, everyone, for watching.
Moving the
because
culture.
It's all about the culture.
There you
All
go.
right.
Peace.
Peace.